This is the Sunny Side Up podcast.
Hey, it's Alan.
And I'm Brandon. Welcome to Sunny Side Up. What's up, dudes?
Who's missing in the middle
Yeah,
here?
she's sick, man. It's been kind of rough. She's the last couple of weeks, actually. She's got a really bad cough now, so it'd be kind of bad on your ears a little bit.
Angel's been absent from the Sunny Side Up podcast lately.
So things have been busy, a lot busy. So, but hey, we're here.
Hey, did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
I did, man. It was a good Christmas.
Yeah.
What I got to do, honestly, the weekend before Christmas, we got to go riding, and that's all I really wanted to do.
I got you.
So,
Did the dirt bike thing?
Did the dirt bike thing.
So you didn't want any of the stuff that I gave you?
No, my kid had just gone with the dirt bike riding. Sorry, I'm kidding.
Well, then we can go take it back and get my money back. Then.
Sweet. As long as you take me dirt bike riding again.
I'm just teasing. It's all good. In honor of the Star Wars movie, I'm wearing one of my Christmas presents.
Have you seen it yet?
Got to start. No.
Yeah.
I was going to wear the Cats T-shirt, but apparently nobody saw that movie.
It's creepy. I don't know.
It's
supposed to be creepy.
It's odd to me.
It's supposed to be odd. That was the whole point of it.
And I don't. Maybe after people see it and tell other people, I think the soundtrack's probably going to be pretty cool.
Well, the whole thing was a Broadway show.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, I just.
But
think
it was supposed to be like the you know how Rocky Mountain Horror Show, how it was. Just
you're
weird.
saying it was supposed to be like tongue-in-cheek parody type.
Yeah, it was supposed to be weird. That was the whole point.
Okay.
And I think people missed it.
Well, just so you know, nobody in our YouTube video version of the Sunny Side Up podcast, we didn't have to be altered.
Yes.
In any way.
We're original.
What you see is what you've got. So we're not morphed into some kind of animal. Yeah. Although you working on the grizzly bear look.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep that going.
The Wookiee look.
I prefer wise man like science teacher.
I see. Wild man.
Yeah.
So I gathered up, since this is the last show of the decade, the last show of 2019, because the next time we do this, it'll be 2020.
Weird.
This is the 24th show of Sunny Side Up podcast.
Yep.
We have a plethora of good stories that people do. I mean, like, if I were to break out the files of stories, there are literally dozens of things that people did well and good in 2019, some of which we're just not ever going to get to because some of it's really dated by now. But I just pulled out some of the more recent, really cool stories, and I'll let you pick the ones that you want to share.
Okay.
Okay? John Cena granted more than 600 Make-A-Wish requests.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. We'll do the John Cena story, WWE star. In fact, he's actually granted more wishes than anybody else.
Well.
Little boy's simple gesture of kindness toward his classmate is having a big impact on social media.
All of them are good. You pick.
Well,
I don't know.
You tell me the ones you want.
I don't know. You take that one.
I'll take this one.
You take that one.
Okay. Former NFL running back D'Angelo Williams. I'll do that one. I want that one.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Let's see. 17-year-old girl isn't just renowned at her high school for being an excellent cheerleader.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
That one's yours.
Let's start off with these. Let's just go with these for a minute. What do you think?
Okay.
Before we get ahead of ourselves.
I've got the icing on the cake here in a minute.
Well, that's good. Well, let's start out with the, I don't know.
John?
The pre-course, I guess, before the cake. I don't know
John
what you eat
Cena,
before the
you're
cake.
the pre-course.
Sorry, dude.
Cake. I don't
Sorry,
even know
dude.
what that means. But he said it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon Klepper.
I mean, he's granted over 600 wishes,
Brandon
as we
Klepper,
said.
Sunny Side Up podcast.
So
that's how you can get a hold of him, John Cena.
Okay, sure. That's fine. I don't know why, but hey, we'd take you on the show for sure.
Yeah.
Of course we would. Why wouldn't we? It's John Cena.
It'd be cool,
We
actually.
couldn't see him, but he'd be.
Good on the YouTube.
No, you couldn't see him because he's John Cena. Can't see me. You don't get the joke. Anyways, he's granted more wishes than any celebrity in history, first of all. So I've always liked John Cena. The reason I have is because of the positivity he brings, you know. Sometimes you don't get that with the wrestling.
He's one of the good guys.
He's one of the good guys, and I really like him. In a recent interview, he recalled the first day he met one wisher, a young fan of WWE, and he said, "If you ever need me for this, ever, I don't care what I'm doing. I will drop what I'm doing and be involved because I think it's the coolest thing." He gets the most requests at Make-A-Wish. Other stars don't even use the past 300. So He's not the only charity. Make-A-Wish isn't the only charity that he supports. He recently donated $500,000 to the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation and the California Fire Foundation, both chosen by Paramount Pictures, the studio behind Cena's upcoming film, or actually film that's out now, Playing with Fire. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's very, very cool.
That's a neat thing for him to do that, take that out of his busy schedule.
Yeah. In fact, 2020, I'm going to make a pledge for the Sunny Side Up podcast. As you know, in my other career doing radio, we've done a fundraiser every year for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yes.
And I would like to mirror that on Sunny Side Up.
Sure.
I think in 2020, what we'll do, and we'll figure out the logistics, but we'll let you know. If you have a heart for Make-A-Wish and making wishes come true and helping kids go see people like John Cena. Yeah. Maybe we'll have some of the Make-A-Wish kids on our show with us.
I think it'd be
That'd
cool.
Too.
I need to find a story. I just thought of the story. So as you're reading, I'm going to try to find a story that had just recently happened this last week.
Are you gonna talk about
What?
the Thunder?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. We do this in Oklahoma, and you may or may not have heard a story of a shooter in one of the Oklahoma City malls right before Christmas. And this is actually a story written by a guy named Sean on his Facebook account. And he said, and they were going to the movies at the mall on the Thursday afternoon that this shooter attacked another individual at the mall. He said, I canceled afternoon meetings and agreed to meet my wife, my 3-year-old little boy, and my 9-week-old daughter to see Frozen 2 at the theater. As usual, I got home the last minute and wanted to get out of my work clothes. Emily, his wife, met me at the door, and I ran inside and changed without turning my car off, inadvertently leaving the key in my other pants pocket. Obviously, I didn't realize this till we got to the mall and couldn't lock the doors or restart the car. So I figured, well, I'll let Uber take us home. I'll get my other keys out of my pants. When we get home, we'll go back to the mall and we'll get the car.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. So they go into the theater, AMC Theater there. It's in Penn Square Mall. That's where it took place. And then they heard of the shooting, and staff came in, made the announcement, hey, we've got to evacuate the movie theater, we've got to evacuate the mall. Well, the movie theater's kind of in the back of the mall, so pretty much everybody else that needed to be evacuated was out.
Right.
Leaving the theater goers the last in the building to be evacuated. He said, we were one of the last ones to leave the mall. A swarm of police with AR-15s around their necks and pistols drawn corralled us all into the center hallway of the theater. I was about to have to walk my entire family through the unknown. Remember, he's got a 9-week-old daughter, a 3-year-old little boy, and his wife.
Right.
We arrived pushing my daughter in her stroller at the very back of the line as Emily held our son in our arms. The look on my face must have been self-evident as the guy I spoke to earlier in the day put his hand on my shoulder and said, hey, man, everything's going to be fine. Just stay with our group. Just follow us and we'll be fine. As I fumbled with diaper bags and blankets and children things, everything started to happen. Someone took the bag off my shoulder and grabbed stuff out of my hands so I could push the stroller, and we started to move. It was effortless. Everyone just pitched in and it all happened. The guy helping me rolled back the sun cover on our stroller and said that your daughter, you're going to have to walk down some steps, so why don't you get your daughter out of the stroller and I'll carry the stroller for you.
Yes.
Good deal. It was then that I noticed who we were surrounded by. A bunch of very, very tall men.
Yes, very tall.
One of which was Stephen Adams.
Yeah.
The other was Clay Bennett, Oklahoma City Thunder manager. Then I realized, and actually owner. Then I realized we were in the middle of the Oklahoma City Thunder team because they were at the theater too, and the guy helping me was none other than Sam Presti, general manager of the Thunder. I realized that we were in the security team, and I realized that rather than focus on his own players, he presumably innately thought of his own family and focused on helping us instead.
Right.
He proceeded to push our stroller through the mall as I held Charlotte, constantly checking on us. When we went outside, the police told us that we were free to find our cars and leave. And at that moment, I realized, oh yeah, I can't leave because my keys are locked in my car.
Right.
It's cold. It's getting dark. There are police everywhere. My family's terrified. What do I do? He said it was then that I looked back to Sam Presti and I said, could you possibly get us a ride home? Sam Presti said, I believe we live in a similar neighborhood. I'll just take you home myself.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's really
beyond
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
I'm
Good
just-
for them.
Yeah. How awesome.
Good for them for sure. That's a neat thing. Whenever you've got, I will say it till I'm blue. I love it when celebrities do stuff like that, and they didn't, they were just there on a normal day, acting like normal people.
Yep.
Because they're normal
They're
people.
normal people at the end of the day.
They just want to help.
Very,
So
very, very, very few celebrities are so far out there that they
Yeah.
don't recognize humanity.
yeah. So this one
Yeah.
I saw.
story.
This just happened. This would have been last week on Twitch. Actually, there's a streamer called Dr. Lupo, and he started a charity stream for St. Jude's, right?
Okay.
And his goal, I think, was just to reach 1 million by the time his stream was done. Well, at the end of it all, he raised $2.3 million for
Wow.
St. Jude on stream. Kind of the kicker of the deal is that was at 1.3 million. Twitch had a gift for him that he unwrapped during the stream,
Yeah.
and it was a $1 million check from Twitch to St. Jude's.
That is awesome.
It's a very cool video. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, you need to, because
Who is it again?
he loses it. Dr. Lupo is his name.
Dr. Lupo on Twitch.
On Twitch,
I can see him losing it right there.
Yeah, he's a very good. In 24 hours of gaming, raised $2,339,943.53
Awesome.
for St. Jude's. So that's pretty cool, because Dr. Lupo, I've seen him before. He's a gamer.
Yeah.
On here, and it's neat, that people can take a platform like that and use it. So I think it's a pretty cool deal. So kudos to Twitch, kudos to
Yeah.
Dr. Lupo. I think it's a neat deal. I really do.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I like gaming, but if you can also put in, a stream for charity, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's true.
It's cool.
Little boy's gesture of kindness toward his fellow classmates having a big impact on social media. 8-year-old Christian Moore headed to class, first day of class in elementary school in Wichita, when he saw another boy curled up in a ball. It's one thing to see a kid outside the school crying, but this little boy was actually curled up in a ball
Right.
at the corner of the school. Without hesitation, Christian approached the youngster, consoled him until it was time to go inside. He then took the hand of his new friend, walked him inside the school. Now, little did Christian know that the distressed youngster, 8-year-old Connor Kreitz, had been overwhelmed by his first day of school because he has autism.
Okay.
Christian's mom was pretty moved by it all and took a few pictures. Those photos have since been shared thousands of times. And the two boys, actually, I believe, are still friends.
Good.
And enjoy the new friendship.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
Whenever
yeah.
young kids especially show
Yep.
caring love for
Yeah.
one another. So
What you got over there?
another story here. We're just going to keep the ball rolling on it.
Just good stuff today.
Yeah. Let's see. 17-year-old Tyra Winters isn't just renowned at her high school for being an excellent cheerleader. She's also now making national headlines for saving the life of a choking toddler. Last month, Tyra and her teammates from Rockwell High School in Texas had been aboard a homecoming parade float, waving to the crowd when she saw a woman holding a toddler and crying for help. The 2-year-old boy, who had been choking on a piece of candy, was quickly turning purple when Tyra spotted him from the float. She then jumped off the float and ran to the distressed mother's side, and the senior then grabbed the toddler, turned him upside down, and dislodged the candy simply by giving him 3 firm slaps on the back.
Okay.
Saved a life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid felt it, but yeah, the life has been
breathe.
saved. That's what matters in the
Yeah.
end, and that's something cool whenever people will go out of the way. Because, they've done a lot of studies, a lot of things like that about how many people just won't help. And I don't know, and not necessarily to be, dogging on those people, but it's brave to do something like that.
Yep.
Kind of go out in the open and say, I'm going to help this person. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
What do you got?
Well,
You've got so
as
many.
you're talking, I'm just looking at
all the
stories and sports figures.
Why don't we
and
play a
things.
game? Just pick a random one and go with it. Do it. I like that game.
Okay, I'll do this one right here.
Okay,
That's
go
not
for it.
really random.
It's not really random though. Just pick one out of the pile.
Here,
Whatever.
you let me turn it upside down. We're gonna do a little shuffle.
Okay.
And
I got it here. Just
all right.
Boom. This one.
This one right here.
Is that the one you were going to do?
I wish I was a card master. Former NFL running back DeAngelo Williams is paid for over 500 mammograms for women because to him the issue is personal. He always wore color of pink in his hair, which flowed out from underneath his helmet. During his latter years as a player for the Carolina Panthers and Pittsburgh Steelers, he created the DeAngelo Williams Foundation in honor of his mom, Sandra Hill, who died of breast cancer back in 2006. All 4 of her sisters then died from the same disease, all before the age of 50. Since that time, DeAngelo Williams Foundation has helped pay for 500 mammogram screenings for underinsured women in 4 states, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Arkansas, all states that he played football in. He hopes to host a free mammogram screening event in all 50 states. That's his goal in life. He opened his heart up during a public service announcement that aired on on the TV during the NFL games for Breast Cancer Month, saying simply, with pink tips in his hair, to all the survivors and the ones that are going through it, we love you. You're not alone.
I like that.
That's a good one to pick.
I like that a lot. That's magnificent. That's a good word to put on it. Magnificent.
You want to pick another one?
Sure, let's do it.
You want to pick it and you want me to read it, or you want me to pick it and you read it?
You pick it, I'll read it. We'll just take the turns here. Yeah, good. I'll take it.
There it is.
I will take it. Let's see, what do we have here? When this retail worker discovered $7,000 in cash tucked into the pocket of an old jacket, she knew she had to do the right thing. She took it. No, I'm kidding. Since Jennifer Kimes began working at the Plato's Closet resale store in Indiana 2 years ago, she says that she has found plenty of things tucked into pockets of people's old clothing, but this was certainly the most valuable thing she had ever discovered.
Yep.
Immediately after finding the wad of $20 and $100 bills, Kimes informed her manager of the discovery so they could contact the man who had sold them the clothing. The man had reportedly forgotten he had hidden the emergency cash in the jacket pocket. So that's a bad thing to forget.
Yeah.
So he was overwhelmingly grateful for its return. Though there was apparently no rewards for Kimes' good deed, she and her manager agreed that doing the right thing is rewarding in itself.
Gotcha.
So it makes you feel good inside to do the right thing, and there's really nothing as special as feeling good inside. I mean, she's right, for sure. I'm sure the guy'd take her out for dinner, though, or something.
I gotcha.
You could do that.
Yeah.
You know.
You could.
Here's your $7,000. Now take me out to dinner or something.
You could.
But, you know.
19-year-old man named Luke Aaron Skywalker.
Oh.
I kid you not. Pulled over
cool.
by police in Garden Ridge, Texas, after they noticed that he was missing his front license plate. In the state of Texas, you got to have a license plate on the front and the back.
Right.
Police then noticed Skywalker's car smelled a little bit like marijuana. They found a baggie of pot inside the vehicle. He was held on $2,000 bond, released the same day. Literally happened last week. Right before the release of the Star Wars film hitting the big screens. Crazy thing about the Garden Ridge, Texas police force, when the police officer pulled over Luke Skywalker, he looked at him and said, "Wait a minute. Ain't I your daddy?" I mean, he could have said, "I'm your father."
Terrible.
But in Garden Ridge, Texas, they don't speak like that. It's more of a, "Ain't I your daddy?"
Yeah.
I don't know if that part's true, but that's a true story. It has nothing to do with good people doing it.
Well, yeah,
in fact,
that was
a terrible. I mean,
what was that? I was waiting for the good. Yeah, that was
throw that
awful.
at our writer over there.
Yeah, that was really awful.
All right, you pick a real story. I'll do another story.
All right, let's do a couple more here.
Okay, we got time. All the time in the world. Am I not reading it, or are you going to read it? Are you going to take the?
I'll read. Well, you just read it.
Oh, okay.
You just read it.
I'm just being funny.
We're back and
Go
forth
ahead.
in here.
All right.
We're just trying to
What?
break the flow.
What?
Okay. Let's see. This is about a sanitation worker. This should be nice.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, well, okay. When sanitation worker Billy Shelby first saw an older woman trip and fall back in January, he helped the woman because he wanted to do the right thing, but he never expected it to blossom into a lasting friendship that would inspire the nation. He works as a garbage man in Missouri and had been driving along his usual route when he saw an 88-year-old woman, Opal Zucka, hit her head as she... Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's
I
fine.
didn't mean to laugh. Why did I
88
laugh
years
at
old.
that?
I don't know. I would like a name like that. I don't know.
Okay,
She
sorry.
hit her head as she was trying to take out the garbage can.
man.
He then helped her to safety and stayed by her side until she received medical attention. After that, he insisted on taking out her garbage cans every week.
Yeah.
So now whenever he brings the trash bins up to her house, the elderly woman with dementia is always there to greet him with a hug.
That's very cool.
So
Can't believe I didn't mean to giggle.
it's fine. It's,
I feel bad.
I'm just gonna say it. Sometimes that the jokes you have to joke with the tragic stuff. You have to do it to leave a smile on your face. You know, it's not all doom and gloom all the time. It'll be okay.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. Okay, your turn to pick a story now.
You pick a story for me.
Okay, there.
Don't
This
let anybody
one.
think this is
Right
a fake
there.
thing.
It's
What
not
is
a
up with
fake
you and the
thing.
football players?
I don't know. I think it's. Don't know.
San Francisco 49ers may have earned a few new fans in Richard Sherman. This is really kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's the cornerback, and there's a guy named Stan Garber, who is the Cabrillo Middle School principal, who's been working as a docent at the nearby 49ers Museum, and Sherman pulled him aside and said, "Hey, I hear that there are a bunch of kids at your school that owe lunch money."
I know where this is going.
And Stan Garber, Mr. Garber said, yes, in fact, there are 60 young students with unpaid lunch balances, and if they don't get them paid up, we're not going to let them continue to eat lunch at the school.
Oh.
So Mr. Sherman, cornerback hero, paid the 60 young students' debt in the tune of $7,500.
Wow.
They owed a lot of lunch monies. By the way,
Wow.
Principal Stan Garber is a docent. Do you know what a docent is?
No.
A docent is someone who volunteers.
Oh.
And for the purpose of learning, like
Right.
you volunteer somewhere and go, look, I don't need to be paid. I just want to hang out. And he works at their museum.
That's cool.
Gets to learn as he volunteers.
That's
So,
neat.
yeah.
It's insane.
So
I wonder what
is
he
this-
does to be able to pay $7,500 though of lunch.
Well,
debt.
no, not the docent. The San Francisco football player, the 49ers
Oh,
cornerback,
goodness.
Richard Sherman,
Duh.
got to meet the principal and said, hey, since
Yeah.
you're volunteering and you're doing your good thing, I'll do a good thing back for your kids.
That's cool.
I should have explained that more. I got
It's
lost
fine.
in the
It's
story.
okay.
So is this the post-Christmas episode with my new Star Wars shirt that I got for Christmas? Which, by the way, I don't know if this is a current shirt.
It's not.
It's
Boba
it's
Fett's
one of
on
the
there.
classic shirts.
Boba Fett's dead.
Yeah,
Boba
it's-
Fett was
this may be-
he was my favorite.
Hang on, this has got a Wookiee on it. It's at least Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It might be-
Okay, the original ones were the best though. I mean,
Yeah.
just they were. You know?
I'm not complaining. I like the shirt.
Yeah.
Is it a post-Christmas program or is it is this the New Year's Eve program?
Both.
It can't be.
It
well,
can be both. What do you mean it can't be
okay,
both?
I guess, because by the time the next one airs, it's going to be 2020, right? Because, New Year's Day is next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Coming up this Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I get confused.
It'll be okay.
Christmas is on the 25th. New Year's Day is on the 1st.
Right.
So whenever and wherever you see this, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah,
2020.
happy everything, happy
Yeah,
day.
whatever you want it to be.
A new decade. We talked about this, speaking of Luke, when Luke was our guest a few weeks ago. We were talking about the new technologies that are coming. You guys said you think the new technologies that are on the way are a positive for mankind.
I think so.
I think my generation, the tail end of the baby boomers, the beginning of Generation Xers, are a little scared of new technologies that come faster. But you guys are just rocking it.
I don't know. It just kind of depends. There's some things, like to me, a Tesla driving itself down the roadway, that's still nerve-wracking to me.
It's still a little weird.
I don't know. That it's
What-
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's jumping very far. And I guess.
I read, speaking of that technology, the technology that lets your car stay just so far from a car in front of you.
Yeah.
That coding is so simple that they actually have grade schoolers writing the coding now in computer
What?
class. It's just ones and zeros. It's just computer coding.
Sure.
But that particular code is so simple that like a little pre-K kiddo can write it. I don't know what the code is. I don't even understand coding. But
Well, it's like
Ones
our
and zeros.
alphabet. Well, the ones and zeros are our computer's alphabet.
I know.
And
I
in
just
the
don't understand
sequences,
it.
it's-
So are you a late Gen Xer or a new millennial?
I'm a whatever. I don't
What are
really pay
you?
attention to.
When were you born? I don't know what the dates are.
I don't know. I don't
Do you
care.
identify as a millennial, Gen Xer, Generation Z?
I don't identify as any of them.
Okay.
I don't pay attention. See, here's the
asking.
thing. A lot of people pay attention to the generational thing and all this stuff. And I don't at all. I
I'm just
don't.
glad that you have the intelligence to deal with technology that I don't have.
It doesn't have anything to do with generations, though, because I've met people
Look, if it was up to
that
me,
are older that know more than me, you know?
Okay, well, that makes sense.
It just doesn't.
All right.
It's not necessarily with an age thing. It's just you're willing to learn it.
Best Star Wars movie ever then, from that
Okay.
perspective. Which one's the best?
Oh, okay. The very first one that ever came out. The
New Hope?
Yeah.
Which was Star Wars
4.
4?
I
You liked it
thought,
the best?
because it was just
Simple?
simple. There was really not a whole lot to it. We knew that you had the bad guy and the good guy. So,
Well, I remember clear back then when that came out, long before you were born. I was still in high school. Lucas said he couldn't start with the first story because I don't have the cinematic technology to pull it off yet, which was all the drones. He's like, I can't do that yet.
Right.
And then he picked story 4, which was the beginning of Luke Skywalker and the lineage storyline.
Right. I thought that was the best storyline.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't know. 1 through 3, I liked how it talked about Anakin and how he became Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool.
But that was the next string of Star Wars movies. So
Well, that was 1 through 3.
because there was New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Wait a
right?
minute.
No,
I think
that
Empire
was-
Strikes Back was probably my favorite, the 5th. That's an iconic
I liked
You
it.
know?
I liked it only because at the time, in my timeline, the technology was getting there to the point that like Dolby Surround Sound 5.0 came out. In between Star Wars: The New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, a new surround sound stereo technology called Dolby came out.
Yep.
And I remember the opening scene of Empire Strikes Back where they're out looking for Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And he's opened up the gut of whatever it was. He was his what was that thing he was riding on? Anyway, and all of these little search vehicles are out, and in the middle of the search, you're flying above the snow and doing this hill thing. You're almost getting seasick as you're going, and one comes over your shoulder and goes past you. It's in the opening scene.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, in that theater, it was the first time we'd ever been surrounded by surround sound technology. Everybody in the theater went.
Hey.
Nowadays, you just go, oh, that's just surround sound.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
So, you ready to call this a
I think we need to call it a year. So
A 2019 in the books.
yeah, I think so.
Show
So,
24.
Yeah.
You want to get a hold of us at Sunny Side Up, you can email us, sunnysideuppodcast at storiesandscoopsmedia.com. You can click the link on the YouTube and all the other stuff in our social media. Like and share it. We're on every podcast platform. You pick it, whether it's an Apple podcast or a Android podcast platform, iHeart, you name it. It's out.
I like it. All the above.
So you think we can get Angel well by the new year?
We're going to
maybe
try.
Get her back here by next week?
We're going to try for sure.
We'll see. All right.
Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Have a blessed week and a great new year, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.